And we are back, and it won't have been a long time for you, but it was a long time for us. It's been a while since we last recorded.
Yeah. It's officially as hot as hell this summer, so it's very fitting.
Yep.
I would love to be...
we have...
Oh, go ahead.
Yes?
No, go ahead. It was a joke. You're good.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that we have now successfully destroyed the UAC Atlantica facility, and now we need to head down to the underwater segment.
I see. Actually, we didn't destroy anything. They destroyed it themselves now. I can't do a good, like, nerd voice, which is kind of ironic. Huh.
So we got the Patriot rocket launcher here.
It's a good-looking rocket launcher. It reminds me of just 3 days ago, I was at Provo Canyon, having a nice picnic for my grandpa's 90th birthday, when what should come down the street but an ice cream truck. I almost got a red, white, and blue popsicle.
Oh, what's the point of getting anything from an ice cream truck if it's not Gumball Eyes
I
Sonic?
almost did. I was this close to buying... They had the Sonic one. I was, like, really tempted. I should have, because what I got was a mostly melted peanut butter chocolate... No, that's wrong. Banana chocolate rocket pop instead, that I then had to dump into a bowl and eat with a spoon.
So right there, I'm pretty sure that the game is glitching out and that there is an immortal, invisible, lost soul there that I was able to grapple onto.
That's kind of cool. Wait, if it's immortal, wouldn't this encounter never end, or...?
Well, it was probably that it died, but some of its coding still stuck around somehow.
It's like the model despawned, but the collision data did not.
More like the grapple point didn't.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I just remembered something. So, have you seen Game Maker's Toolkit before?
A little, yeah.
Yeah, so you know how he does a yearly game jam, correct?
I did not know this.
I see. Well, me and some people, namely Steph's sister Chris and a couple people, are going to try our hand at it again this year, and if you were interested in jumping on their team, they could definitely use more people.
Huh, okay.
I don't know what I'm going to do, if I can even have the time, because I'm currently searching my brains out for El Jabo, but hey, why not? It's weird seeing the vanilla super shotgun. I've had the, is Urdak the right word? What is the name for...
Maker?
Maker, yeah, the Maker shotgun is my favorite. Or super shotgun. It just has a good look to it.
It is nice, the white and the red and the gold. Yeah. So, one of the things I think I mentioned before that I cheated, one of the cheated cosmetics I got was the menu backgrounds for Tag 1 specifically, because those ones require you to play each level on Ultra Nightmare, and ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, no. Without cheats?
I used a console cheat, so it's more on the lines of a mod.
Right, but I'm saying, like, you wouldn't be allowed to cheat to get those, I'm assuming? Normally?
Not using the campaign cheats, no. I don't think those apply to the DLC levels at all.
Oh. So, since we did this, I am now the owner of a Switch OLED, thanks to my very generous brother. Holy crap. And
yeah, because you've had a Switch Lite for the longest time.
Yeah, I did. And, you know, I was grateful for it, but it just never felt like I actually had a Switch. I had the handheld version of the Switch. But seeing this game again, it makes me itchy to play Metroid Prime Remastered on a 4K TV. I'm really excited for that.
Handheld is a nice option for flexibility, but given the choice, I'm always going to play docked.
Oh, and good news, that one bubble with the little piece of dust that when you put that screen protector on, yeah, unless it's like really light out, you're never going to see it, so that works out nicely.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten a screen protector on perfectly. There's always something, but so long as you have certain lighting, you won't see it.
Yeah. It makes me really wish there was a tool to, like, pop it up, get off whatever's there, and then pop it back on, but... If I was a professional, maybe I could. But even Carl couldn't do it, so...
I mean, that, I think I mentioned that before. I would pay, like, $10 to have a service, take it into a clean room, and get it on perfect.
Yeah. Of course, it didn't help that the bracket was misaligned horribly. Thank you, manufacturing defect. Or whatever the heck happened there.
Both of them. They gave you 2, and both the brackets were didn't have it on right.
Okay,
Jeez.
so this one's a fun one. I like this secret. It reminds me a little bit of if Mirror's Edge and Metroid Prime 3 had a baby, some kind of thing. I don't know, just very... I don't know, I like where you have to go outside the normal level playing area to do stuff. It's kind of nice.
Yep, and totally not on baby mode using slow-mo for this.
You know, I'm not sure if I had slow-mo for that now that I think about it.
I could probably do it. It might, maybe not in one pass, but...
No, it took me at least half a dozen, if not 24 tries to get it right. Like, it was a couple passes to kill the stupid turret, and then it was a couple more passes to figure out where I was going after I killed the turret.
Alright, so the DLC also comes with Slayer Gates, at least Tag 1 does. But these ones, when you complete them, you get a support rune, which is basically a one-slot super rune.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I do not enjoy Slayer Gate challenges. There's something about them I just can't, like, I mean, they're not terrible, I got used to them, but they're very stressful.
They can be, yes.
And yet I didn't die, like, hardly ever in them. That's the weird part. It's like working my...
I think there's a mind over matter element to them.
Yeah, it was like working my first shift at Taco Bell. I didn't do anything wrong, but I was having a panic attack the entire time. I blame the fan that was hitting my slacks. Oh, we're in a nice little foresty area. Oh!
I keep getting that glory kill on the Dread Knights. I see them flashing and I'm like, gotta go in, which always means hit them head on.
Yeah, I just had an epiphany that you might have good reason to disagree with. Whoa, are you getting, like, insane lag spikes?
Yeah, that was in the recording.
Okay, I was like, that better not be me, because I heard the other day on a YouTube thing that Intel 13th and 14th generations have a microcode voltage problem that eventually bricks your processor, and now I'm really paranoid that my computer is just going to keep dying forever, so I need to double check which generation of Intel I have. Oh wait, no, I have an AMD, I'm fine, never mind.
Yeah, I think I also have an AMD.
Haha, whoa, that's a load off of my back. But, but yeah, what I was going to say is, so with the upcoming Doom, the Dark Age, or whatever, game, I've been thinking about where the series could go. Somehow I thought of, like, man, Doom Guy would do a good job just taking out monsters in Hyrule left and right. And that got me thinking of Hyrule Warriors, and that got me thinking a Doom Guy Muso game actually might be pretty fun.
I mean, I ever since I got into Hyrule Warriors, I was like, you know, a Metroid Warriors would be pretty cool, but this was back when Metroid was still in... wasn't doing so hot, but now that things are looking up, I'm like, yeah, Metroid Warriors I think would be pretty cool.
It could be fun, because with Doom Guy, because Musos, they're usually, as far as I can tell, they're very on the cartoon violence side of, like, there's not really any blood and no dismemberment. But in Doom Guy's case, that could actually add a really fun aspect to it.
The difficulty I see with that is that Doom is such an FPS-focused gun franchise that, and Muso, by its nature, is very melee-focused.
Right. It's just seeing the Dark Age have such wide-open levels makes me think this might actually be possible, like, to have a first-person Muso game. It might be a little too tricky, though. I don't know. It's just spitballing, I guess. This level reminds me of one of my favorite maps in the Halo 3 multiplayer. Like, you may not like multiplayer, but there was something about just... Sometimes I go into theater mode and just vibe around the different maps for fun. Just that was back when the machinima craze was, well, still going.
We were half embedded in the ground right there.
That was cool. I noticed that. I was like, what's going on? Why is that imp so short?
Also, the glow on that Rune thing was there before the Rune thing was.
Oh, yeah. Is it usually purple like that?
No, these are support runes
Okay.
for the DLC, so they're differently colored.
I didn't even notice they were purple when I played through. That's how, like, much I was just not caring.
Emergency blood punch, get back an extra life.
That's what I always have on. I forgot what the...
This one is a concussive
That's
blast
good.
and take down a weak point.
That's
that one is good.
I don't know why I didn't touch that one.
You know, I usually go for the extra life one, unless I'm doing like extra life mode, in which case I think they disable it. In which case I go with the weak point one.
It is weird to me they gave you a rune that could have a mode where it makes it useless, but my problem with the extra life mode, even though I had it the whole time, is the same thing I had with something else in this game where you're like, ah, crap, where is it? Where's the guy that killed me? And then you just like panic and just botch getting it back. Or my favorite.
Oh yeah, that we'll be getting to that enemy in Tag 2.
But yeah, like, have you ever had it where in your attempt to get your extra life back, you actually lose a second life?
I don't think so. I'm usually able to survive at least long enough to know that my extra life is gone for good now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a lot better at not going into a panic mode and performing horribly when stuff like that goes down, but still. Oh.
Speaking of, in the time since we last recorded, have you actually completed the last of Doom Eternal's
right.
DLC?
No. You know what? Since it might not take me that long, I might just... I know I keep saying this, but as soon as we're done recording, I might just finish the fight, because I'm literally at the last thing of the game, so I might as well just do it. What I probably won't sit through is the credits, because I assume there's a lot of credits.
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad. But it's interesting that you had mentioned Zelda earlier, because I have been playing Majora's Mask, the recompilation.
Oh, fun! I'm glad you said that, because there's a Majora's Mask animation I desperately hope you haven't seen, because I want to see the look on your face when you watch it the first time. It's incredible! The way I'll describe it as, it gave me emotions I thought were only reserved for when I have a high fever. Yeah,
and so that one Nerl video where he goes over the recompilation, he was using his texture pack throughout it.
Oh.
I can't figure out how you get that working in the recomp. He didn't cover that.
That's annoying. Have you looked on like any Reddit or anything?
I tried Googling around. I couldn't see anything. Maybe maybe I just need to know the concept of how the texture pack works with, like, you know, the emulators that it's been made for before, and it would be quite simple.
Whoop.
But I don't know.
So it felt like I was going, like, before I got this scuba tank, I just figured, oh, it's instant death in here, I'm sure. Like, there's no way I'm allowed to jump in this water. But yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've just spent days to a week just banging my head against brick walls trying to get mods working. It's honestly sometimes some of the most frustrating things I've ever done.
Yeah, like I'm pretty good with the Kingdom Hearts games right now, just because I made some and have spent so much time working in that space. But like getting mods for Persona 4 Golden or Devil May Cry 5, and the only one there was just changing Dante's fight music.
Oh, really? Yeah, man. It's always the simplest little things that end up being the hardest. Like,
I mean, the hardest mod to install is the first one.
It's a secret encounter. I couldn't think of the word.
Why can't all mods be like it is for Unreal Engine, where you just drop a file in a folder and then it loads it?
That's how Bethesda games work, except it's not in Unreal 5. And as a result, like, somebody was explaining to Pat and Wooly in an email or whatever, that's why those games are so buggy to crap, because they want their games to be super moddable, because fans do what they should have done, and they're almost reliant on it to a fault, which is hilarious. But hey, at least
I mean, I can... Yeah, I can respect that. The problem is when they refuse to implement fixes that fans made, in some cases, decades ago. Like, with how many times Skyrim has been re-released, and they have never fixed, like,
yeah,
you know, very basic things that can impact progression,
right.
like being unable to mine things, I think that was one.
Which is weird, because a lot of times, because they also made Starfield, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no one else that could have made Starfield, for better or...
Right. And
no, just for worse.
I'll bring up why I bring up Starfield in a second, but the funny thing is that, so they do actually officially roll in, like, mods to, like, future things, but the problem is, like, yeah, like you said, they don't do it enough. It's not like DMC, where they put style switching modding into future games because they're like, oh, this is great, we're gonna just yoink this.
In the case of DMC 3, they have only ever officially released that on the Switch.
Yep, that's the funny part. But yeah, Starfield...
patches are, like, literally free these days, aren't they?
I mean, here's the thing. In a post... now that we're, like, post-disc world... excuse me. In a post-disc world, like, yeah, you have no excuse. There was a time where you need to get this done by launch because DLC... There was a time before DLC. But yeah, in the case of Starfield, the joke is that the reason Starfield is so bad is because they expected their fans to fix a lot of stuff, but because nobody wants to play Starfield, it just remains broken. Which is stupid.
This isn't directly related, but I feel as though it's the same concept. A thing can't have replay value if it doesn't have play value.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Which also applies to Starfield in the sense that it's all procedural generation and no substance.
Starfield, more like No Man's Game.
Or no man's playing.
Yeah, with a hyphen ing at the end, that's good.
Yeah, speaking of fixing bugs in later releases, I created a bug fix for Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance a while back because they, for some reason, I can guess the reason, changed this one text in this one menu in the game, and they did it wrong. And so I fixed it, and then they actually fixed that bug in the Steam release.
Oh.
Mostly. They only did most of it. Again, I understand why they missed the ones they did, but still, my fix that should be obsolete now isn't. Also, I think I saw a Hell Knight speed boost into that container.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. So speaking of modding, circling back to Metroid Prime Remastered, so you know how I had a problem with the shots not eliminating the environment?
Shots not eliminating the environment?
Let me explain.
What?
So when you shoot the power beam, it lights up the surrounding geometry as though there's ray tracing.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't have illumination on the shots.
It does, but they turned it down to a manageable level for the Switch because the
higher
so
graphics,
higher,
it can't handle the lighting.
Which means we have potential here, because you can still see it with the morph ball. It still works. So if you can up the bounce distance in a mod, theoretically, that game's gonna actually go from looking way better than the original to I can't believe how good this game looks. So I'm excited for the future, because the the amount of polish that fans were able to add to the original Metroid Prime is nothing short of remarkable through just texture packs and other stuff alone. So the mod ceiling for Remastered, I'm hoping, is really high. I should be satisfied with what we have. I just, you know. Anyway, that was a big old rant.
I'm just waiting for when they get Prime 2 and 3.
Oh, I want Prime 2 so
on modern
bad.
systems.
Like, I honestly want Prime 2 more than I wanted Prime 1. That's how much I enjoy. I will replay Prime 2 more often for some reason. And I need to replay Prime 3. I think I need to give it another shake.
I think I only ever did Prime Hack for Prime 2. I don't think I do Prime Hack for Prime 1 now, because I have Prime Remastered.
Right.
But Prime 3 might be fun. Although, how do they handle all of the motion control?
You know, I don't know, actually. I don't even know if Prime Hack is available for that game.
I know it is.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's the basis for Prime Hack, so that makes sense. But the thing I'm more interested in when it comes to 1 and 2, and maybe 3, is, like, Prime Hack is cool, but I'm desperately wanting to, when I have time and actually care enough, is to do the VR run with the HD textures, because Prime in VR just seems amazing. I don't get motion sick though, so I'm a freak.
Yeah, I would like VR a lot more if motion sickness wasn't a factor. In the few days that or the relatively limited amount of time that I had free access to a VR headset, there were a couple of days where I just took a Dramamine, and for the rest of the day I just did nothing but VR gaming.
So when you get seasick or motion sick, do you get dizzy as well?
It's mostly a headache, and I feel like I'm getting a little nauseous.
Okay, because my grandpa's in town, and we're thinking the elevation difference is making him a little more dizzy than usual. So I was like, I wonder if Dramamine would help. But he was telling me, you take 1 pill. Well, shoot, I take 14 pills in the morning and 5 at night. I'm like, so probably best not to just throw on another pill. Anyway.
Even one that's over the counter?
Actually, that's a good question. I don't know. I'd have to see if Dramamine can help, but he's been doing better. His main problem is he just isn't going to the YMCA enough. Oh, here we go. Bathysphere time. Parkour! And that's how I broke my ankle. I'm not joking. So, this is an okay little segment here. But I kind of wish they gave you guns on this thing and it turned into a little underwater Star Fox. Oh, I forgot that this was really cool.
Sounds a bit gimmicky, but
yeah,
you know, based off of what we've seen in the Dark Ages, they might be going a little bit more gimmicky with like that dragon now. So
that's
I don't
true.
know.
I forgot about that. I also forgot that you don't go in it; you just hitch a ride. Also, we know for a fact that these sparklers are a alkali metal based sparkler, because
it would make sense that out of all the sparklers that he would strap to his armor, they would be the highest end ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so right there, that those 2 1-up icons.
I could never get that.
I think in my test playthroughs, I got those for the first time. I think the recording here will show the second time I ever got them, because that 2 up there is complete bullcrap.
Okay, because I was like just so confused how to get that and never found it. And I should have, because I was desperate for extra lives.
Yeah, no, I do not blame you in the slightest for not getting it, because it's complete garbage. I will explain it once we get a bit closer, but for right now we have some hall fighting.
The ray tracing on the ceilings and walls of this room is really nice.
Yeah, occasionally the ray tracing does look nice, and you do notice it. I still think I would have had a lot fewer stutters if I turned it off.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I turned mine off because I was like, I'd rather take the smooth gameplay. And I actually liked how it looked a little bit better. Some games I don't know. Some games just don't need ray tracing. Like, I want Mirror's Edge with ray tracing, but I feel like once I get it, I'm gonna hate it. Because that game has a very specific lighting look. Whoa. Wait, does he have, like, a sword? What was that?
I think it was a kind of blade that he can hit you with when you get close.
Ah. I always kept my distance from the big boys because they terrified me.
This game likes throwing a tyrant at you in close quarters when you otherwise can't get it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, it's interesting you shoot your explosive barrels to get ammo, because I always just punch them.
I guess I figured that I'm gonna get back that ammo anyway.
That's true. It's just, I like punching things that explode. Especially when you don't take damage yourself, it's kind of nice.
Okay, this is the bullcrap. So right there is the 2-up, right?
Could not
Do not
out.
take even a single step into that hallway.
That's...
one tiny pinky toe in there, and it will flood, and you will not be able to come back here later.
I was super
even with
pissed off.
fast travel. Which
I
is
was so
bullcrap.
mad because this level takes a while to get to this point, and that's what was like, to hell with it. I'm not doing it.
But see, that's only part 1 of why this sucks. See, if you were to swim over there earlier, the door that led to that 2-up would not open. It only opens when you come up into that room we were just in. You go up, and then you have to immediately go back down and swim over. So yeah, I don't blame anyone for missing that one.
So
that's a real guide dang it one.
Have you ever seen footage or done it yourself of Doom Guy running out of oxygen? Because I don't know what that death looks like, but I'm curious now that I think about it.
I don't think I have. It's interesting when you glory kill a Revenant, it always takes off his cannons with him.
Oh. Huh.
Like, it did it there even when I took off his legs. They just spontaneously exploded.
That's funny. Squishy. So my brother has been, we drove a lot to Provo for my grandpa's, like, 90th birthday weekend bash, back and forth. And he's been showing us,
You know what time it is.
Oh, this one sucks.
Double Marauder.
Oh, it sucks so much. Like, I can deal with one Marauder. It's just, when there's 2, you're like, I don't know what to do. Like, but yeah, basically on the drives, we've been listening to Simpsons episodes, and for the golden years, it's shockingly listenable to the point that it's almost better in some ways. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like, you pick up voice acting jokes a lot more, and that kind of thing. Although
one thing you will notice is that I'm spawning the doggo a lot more, because you take a shot at one, you accidentally hit the other.
Yep, this is why I don't like this. Like, I tried to kite him, I think, away from his other guy best I could on the upper level, but it's definitely not good for me. I died to this maybe 2 or 3 times.
I would say that my strategy was take what you can get. You know, if you see the flash, go for the flash, even if the other guy is gonna hit you.
Yeah. How often did you do the precision bolt, like, quick scope with the flash? Because I found that was surprisingly reliable.
Not really ever. I find the precision bolt to be in this context to be basically the ballista shot, but with extra steps. Because if you don't quick scope right, then it doesn't.
That's true. Oh, that's right. And
off.
you're not playing on console like me, so you didn't get the snap-on that made it easy.
Not on controller, no.
Okay, yeah.
So I want to say that when I first played this room after the Marauders kind of got me. Lost a couple of extra lives here, because they throw a lot at you right here.
They do. Like, the DLC, this was the moment for me where I realized the DLC really isn't messing around.
Yeah.
But also, I listened to Pat and Wooly talk about this when the game came out years ago, and I figured, by the time I play this game again, it won't be spoiled anymore because I'll forget. And I remember them talking about this, or Wooly talking about this encounter with the double Marauders on Ultra Nightmare and how bad it was.
Ugh. Yeah, they send out more Cybermancubi and Arachnotrons and Tyrants and...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I let off a BFG shot in this room.
It's a good place for it.
The hard part is finding a good line of sight so you don't accidentally hit, like, one of these little, like, subfloor walkways. Because I was on the ground and tried to shoot it to the ceiling. That shield, though, that's so helpful. I hate myself for not using that shield the entire game. Like,
people really underestimate it. They just assume that the mobile turret is exactly as good as it was in 2016.
Yeah.
It's like, honestly, no, it's not.
Mm-hmm. So I guess with the 4th of July and the 24th over, the only holiday we have to look... Well, the next holiday we have to look forward to is Halloween.
Halloween.
That's weird. I can't believe... Halloween feels like it comes sooner every year. And if I can land a good job in time for it, I'm gonna do what I was planning. I might be going Eggman, just for fun.
Ooh. I think I might get an Organization 13 coat this year.
You should. Of all the people I know, the fact that you don't have an Organization 13 jacket blows my mind. Oh, that reminds me. What would your Organization
I'm not big on
be?
merch in general.
I get you. But let's see. If your name is Ryan, you have to rearrange your name and put an X somewhere?
Yeah. My name I don't think works very well with Organization 13 isms.
How does that work? So is it like a Pig Latin specific swap, or can you do whatever you want with the letters?
Just rearrange the letters and add an X.
Okay. Let me think.
Which, we still have 2 members of Org 13 where we don't know what their original names are.
I feel like...
Demix and Luxord.
Well, I feel like there's only a limited amount of possible, like, names on that.
What I'm saying is that despite these guys being, like, part of our central group of baddies for nearly 2 decades now, in fact, more than 2 decades, there are 2 of them where we still have no idea what their actual backstory is. We got our very first hint on Luxord possibly in Kingdom Hearts 3. Demix is still a complete mystery.
I see.
We're still going. We've only just gotten to our Tyrant. This fight is long.
This fight is stupid long. Okay, I didn't pay attention. Are we still in the same room from the double Marauders?
Yes, we are. It's just that I stayed down low for the double Marauders, mostly.
Yeah, because this is why this fight was so bad, because once you get past the Marauders, it's like if you die, it's such a long setback.
I guess maybe they put the double Marauders at the end, and people were just like, "Oh, come on!" And they were like, let's have the hardest part at the start, so that it's not quite so such a poke in the eye. Right. Those double Marauders.
This was, though, I think the fight where I started to learn how to use the, what do you call it? The cycling. Well, just the game loop to get back resources. No, gosh, no. Just that I was like, okay, there's a way for me to come out with a net positive of resources if I'm smart here. Okay.
I actually got everything. No fast travel required. Whoa. But yeah, I feel like they broke a rule, and an understanding that the players had with them when they made it so that certain things in this level couldn't be acquired even with fast travel.
Right. That's Maker Tech.
It is.
And now, they will fear you.
I like the forehead thing that makes it look like his robot itself a little bit.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, surprising no one, Samuel Hayden and Samuel Maker are one and the same.
I hate this with every fiber of my being.
I'm not a huge fan of it myself.
So I just... Seeing the USA just killed me like that. Just... It's so serious.
So, yes, the Seraphim took the Father's life sphere, turned it into Vega, and then put himself in a cloned human body. Then later put his brain of that clone into a robot in order to exploit a loophole so he could go to hell.
Yeah.
And now he is back in his real body. And I kind of liked it when Samuel Hayden was just like...
Just this guy that decided to put himself in a 9-foot-tall robot! Fuck!
Yeah. Not my most favorite plot element of Doom Eternal, but that's kind of a theme with the DLC. Well, we will see you next time.